Hey guys, how's it going? Hopefully, you listened to the lecture about the Paleolithic age and you have some idea as to how those people lived. Today is going to be very quick. We're going to talk about, you're going to create, I guess, a meal, a hunter gatherer meal like the Paleolithic people would have eaten. Okay, so let's get started. So, first, we're going to watch this video. And you have three questions you have to answer in the Google Docs. That's what was it like for hunters and gatherers? What were their favorite foods that they would go the extra mile to get their hands on? And how are decisions like that different from the decisions we make today? Okay, so let's switch gears and go to the video. And well, first, let me show you the Google Doc. Here's the Google Doc. It says watch the video on slide 2. There's the Prezi link if you just want to look at the presentation. Here's your three questions, right? And remember, you can change the font and the color of your responses. Okay, so video. Boom. Come on, let's wait a second here. CC on. Okay.
What kind of foods do you like? And what kind of foods do you end up eating? Are there nutritional and biological factors that you think about when you make your decisions? And how do hunter-gatherers choose what to eat? It just so happens that a lot of the decisions we make about food extend far back into human prehistory. Studies of current foraging societies clearly show that hunter-gatherers make choices about what to eat based on some very fundamental economic principles. When it comes to gathering food, humans like to maximize their gains and minimize their costs. Foods that are calorie-rich, come in large package sizes, and are easy to prepare are always top choices. For hunter-gatherers in most environments, that means that they're going to pursue the largest prey animals available to them, and they're going to choose their plant foods very carefully, going preferentially for tubers and large fruits. If you're going to go through the effort to track, pursue, and raise your spear at an animal, better a mammoth than a mouse. And when it comes to plant foods, better to have materials that are very easy to prepare and consume than costly materials that require a lot of processing. I don't see this as much different than how we make our own food choices. When we're tired and hungry, we often opt to go through the fast food drive-thru as opposed to making a meal, or stop by the grocery store and pick up some calorie-rich food that requires very little preparation. Or we simply pick up the value pack. But there are some resources hunter-gatherers will consistently go to great lengths to procure.
There's
And
number
those are
2.
items that are high in fat and sugar. In most environments, fatty foods are in short supply. So items like bone marrow and oil-rich nuts and seeds are always favored items. These foods require additional processing, but hunter-gatherers will go to those extra lengths, cracking open bones for marrow or shelling and husking seeds and nuts to get at those oil-rich foods simply because they taste good. The same applies to sweet items like honey. When hunter-gatherers encounter bees and know that they can acquire sweet honey, they'll often drop everything they're doing to pursue that sweet resource. Many of our current dietary health problems can be traced back to these same decisions our hunter-gatherer ancestors made thousands and thousands of years ago. They're simply exaggerated by the realities of modern food availability. When it comes to fat and sugars, economic decisions tend to fly out the window. I suspect if we could transport a group of Paleolithic hunter-gatherers into a modern-day grocery store, they'd head straight for the bacon and all of the candy and sugar. The leafy vegetables would be left to languish on the shelves. Through time, these hunter-gatherer food choices have fueled human population growth and the migration into new landscapes. When hunter-gatherers enter new lands, they often prefer to pursue those top prey choice items first. We see a wake of extinction in the aftermath of humans settling new landscapes. Whether it be mammoths in North America or moas in New Zealand, those top food choices are often the first to become extinct. As an imbalance between supply and demand becomes apparent, we see hunter-gatherers including more and more items in their diet, often including small nuts and seeds and small prey animals that they previously would have overlooked. And this same trend continues today, as our appetite for meat and calorie-rich grains pushes the development of new lands, and decimates the habitats of other large animals. Think about your own food choices again. In what ways do you think it resembles or perhaps is different from the choices made by our foraging ancestors? What factors do you consider when grabbing a meal?
All right. Okay, let's get back to this. So those are the 3 questions that you have to answer. Okay, and these answers you're getting from the video. You don't have to research these answers. I don't want to see all these answers that you guys are cutting and pasting from the internet. Listen to the video and answer these questions. So here's just some funny clip. I don't know if you've seen the movie Year One. Oh, please, 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 please. Hold on a second. Okay, I'm not going to be able to see it. If you've watched the movie Year One with Jack Black, here's one clip. Let's see if it'll show it. This is what I was afraid of. Okay.
Hey, there you are. I don't think you want to be gathered. You want to be eaten. Hi, Marlac. There won't be any berries in the fruit salad now, so we all lose.
Oh, okay. Let's see if I can. Yeah, I guess that clip's not going to be there. Okay, wasting too much time. But this is the movie. It's a pretty funny movie, but it's about the transition from Paleolithic to Neolithic. So if you're interested, you can check that out. Okay, let's get to the assignment. I wasted too much time already. All right, so they had what we call the paleo diet. This is stuff, fruits, leafy greens, tubers and roots, mushrooms, nuts, fish, chicken, pork, or poultry, I should say, poultry, pork, or beef, mammoth, zebra meat, any kind of animal that they would be able to find. Okay, so these are the kind of ingredients that you kind of have to use when you're creating your meal. Okay. All right, so your job is to come up with one dish for a restaurant that serves only food that a hunter and gatherer during the Paleolithic age would be able to put together. You can do some research. I highly recommend you do some research. For instance, if you want to see hunting and gathering or Paleolithic age hunting and gathering in Africa or Europe or Asia, you could probably find a list of ingredients, or plants and animals, fruits and nuts, these sorts of things. You could probably find a list of them and then decide what you want to use. So what you have to include in here, and I added something to the Google Doc, the ingredients, which is not here. You have to tell me what ingredients. So are you going to use a type of bird or a type of fish, mushrooms, what type of berries, is it strawberries, tubers, what kind of roots? And then you have to tell me which tools you would need to forage or hunt those items. What location? So if you're fishing, are you going to be going to a lake? Are you going to go to an ocean? If you're getting nuts or berries, what forest are you going to be in getting this stuff? Okay. And how long do you think it would take you to get enough of those particular ingredients to feed 25 people. So you're just not creating one meal for yourself, but you have to make enough meals for your band. So 25 people, you have to feed 25 people. And then I want you to tell me what season, like what time of year are you serving this meal? Like why is this item on the menu? Is it something that you would eat in the winter months? Is it a summer meal? So you have to choose. That's pretty much the assignment. So answer those 3 questions, do some research on paleo diets, and then to come up with a meal. Now, remember, stuff like salt and pepper, that stuff doesn't exist. Refrigeration doesn't exist. They have to kind of use what's available to them. All right. So if you're trying to season something, you might have certain leaves or grass that you're using or flowers that you're using. I would assume that fish or anything from the water, fish, lobster, crab, shellfish, these are kind of more saltier, or they can be saltier type proteins. So just keep that in mind. You're not putting sriracha on this. All right, we haven't gotten there yet. So please have fun with this. And of course, on the Google document, let me escape this. All right, so make sure you're reading. So ingredients, tools, location, how long for 25 people, and what time of year. And then the second, this is where you list your stuff. You can put pictures in here if you want. You don't have to. But what's the title of your meal, ingredients, tools, where do you find this stuff? How long does it take? So that's what you're doing. Please let me know if you have any questions on Google Classroom. Please, if you are behind, please catch up. I'm continuing to put more and more grades in this week. So be aware of it. Thank you.